Good evening, all of you. So we are starting with a new head of income. We have finished with the residential status, and we are skipping the first head of the income, right? It's time now to start with how to calculate the income from all the five heads. So the first head of income is income from salary, which we have skipped, and we are starting with the second head of the income, that is income from house property. Okay. Now, income from house property says that you should have an owner and tenant relationship. Knock, knock, then you enter here. Right? Okay. So then, income from house property. What is the condition that income will be taxable here? There should be an owner of the property. First of all, there should be a property. An owner should get rental income. Then it is taxable under this head. Okay. So owner of the property and rental income is taxable under this head. And this house property is a beautiful small head which starts from section 23, 24. Okay. Limited sections are there. Owner is getting, he himself is staying in the house, it is okay. But if he is getting the rental income, then it is taxable under this head. You all followed? So, ma'am, every SSE, now you all know the definition of SSE. So, will every SSE have income from house property? Not necessary. Anyone who is owning the property and getting rental income, knock, knock, enter this head. First thing, when will you enter owner tenant relationship? Second is today's class we will do base building, how to compute house property income. You can't say, ma'am, rent received is 1,000 per month, 12,000, take my income and pay the tax. There are some expenses and deductions which are allowed. So once we know that income from house property is taxable, let us see what do you mean by property. Really sorry, huh? One second. Yeah. Property should be of three types to be taxed here. Okay. That is self-occupied property. One second. Before we do that, now when we say that property income is taxable here, what kind of property income should we tax here? Right? So then we say the name of the head is income from house property. So house property is house property income is taxable here, but that includes commercial properties, godowns, depots, and any other properties where you get the rent. I hope you are getting. In the outskirts of the city, you see open plots are there and they built up shades, blue color, and they give it as an outhouse for storing the goods. Okay, transporting from one city to another city. Those are called godowns, depots, garage, outhouse. They all will be taxable as income from house property. Keep patience, in the coming half an hour, you are opening up a new door. That is what is exactly house property. So some new terms, some new discussions. When we work out the problems, it will be very easy, right? So now this house property income has godowns, depots, all. But important thing is income from house property. So I hope you are clear. House property doesn't mean only house. It has commercial properties, godowns, depots, outhouses, all. And you should receive the rental income. So now listen, in my apartment, I have two parking lots, but I have only one car. I have given my parking lot to my neighbor. and he is paying me rental. Will it be taxable here? Right? Some kind of problem on the screen. Huh? Sorry for the disturbance. Yeah. So now we say that property, just now I gave you the example that I have two parking lots, one parking lot I have given it on rental to others. So that will be taxable here. Another example I am giving, suppose I have, in my apartment, I have a flat at ground floor and my parking space I am not using. So I have given it to someone who has opened a parlor over there or running a garage over there or some kind of bakery or small store, and I am getting rental income. Is this taxable? Yes. Only thing not covered under the rental income highlighted is rent of open plot. I have a huge plot in the outskirts of the city, say Uppal area, and I have given it on rent to circus people. So if circus people are getting rent, then will it be taxable under the income from house property? Yes or no? The answer is no. Why? Because I am getting the rent from rental property, not from the open plot I am getting. There is no property, no. It's just a piece of the plot, right? And so this will not be taxable. Clear to all of you? One more thing. Now question to you all. This is a base level knowledge. I will read out all the theory. And one question for all of you now. Just pay attention. I have taken a coaching center on rent. Okay, third floor, our academy. I have taken this whole floor on rent for 1 lakh rupees, and I am having classrooms and I am running coaching over there. Right. Now, in the passage, one corner, I have let it out to one of the person called Anil, say, and Anil is running a small stationery, come say a tea stall over here. For all the students, he serves, hot upma and tea and all, and he is paying rent to me. I am paying the whole property's rent to the owner. Now, what is this called? And is this rental income received by Anil to me, say 20,000? Will it be taxable under income from house property or not? This question is asked many times. So try to answer and tell me. I hope you all are following the introduction of this topic. Anyone in the class who wants to answer this? I am a tenant and I am owning whole floor. I am repeating the question. Out of that, a portion I have given it for canteen and stationery and tea, coffee. He is paying, Anil is paying rent to me. I am paying rent to the owner. So the 20,000 rent which I receive, will it be taxable in my hands as income from house property? Yes or no? Okay, some of you are saying yes. Taxable under house property? Taxable is correct. But under house property? Okay, some of you are saying yes, but taxable as subletting. Akshita is saying no. Can you justify the reason why? Some of you are saying no. Any one of you can unmute and say why. It's a super interesting question asked many times in the exam.
Property doesn't belong to him.
Little louder.
Because property does not belong to him.
Yeah, that's what even Anusha is answering. Very good. I am receiving 20,000 rent from my subtenant will not be taxable under income from house property. It is super interesting because I myself I am a tenant. What is the knock-knock condition to enter this head owner-tenant relationship? I am receiving rent from Anil. Anil is a subtenant. I am a tenant. So this 20,000 rent will not be taxable in my hands as income from house property. Because I am not the owner, I can't knock and enter the second head of the income. Where it will be taxable? It will be taxable under income from other sources. So at least 2 points you all should note down in your notebook. Rent of open plot. Why open plot rent is not taxable here? Because there is no property attached to it. It's a vacant land and you have given it on rent to circus. It will be taxable under other source. And second is rent of subtenant. Both of these are taxable under income from other sources. Income from other sources. Clear to all of you? Right? Other than this, all the rental income will be taxable under income from house property. Is this case clear to you? Subtenant paying rent to tenant, you paying me rent for vacant land will be taxable under income from other sources because there is no owner-tenant relationship. Now, we are going to calculate how to calculate tax on rental income. So, income from house property. Properties can be of three types. Let us see. Properties can be of three types. Self-occupied property, let-out property, and deemed let-out property. Are you all checking with me on screen? Maybe you have heard the names for the first time. Absolutely okay. Self-occupied property, the name itself. I am the owner of the house. I am staying in my own house. Can I pay rent to myself? No. So this is a self-occupied property. What will be the rental income? Nil. Let out property, routine. Let it out to your anyone, tenant, and you are getting the rental income. So it's the property which is let out. This is a head of income. This is called as a hitch. You know, hitch, something which SSEs are not able to digest. Deemed let out property is a notional head where income is taxable. I'll tell you why. Government is saying one person, one house is enough. Yes or no? God's grace, if we are having our own one house and we are staying, it's fine enough. Okay, little luxury. Nowadays, very small families. So from last year only it is allowed. Okay, let a self-occupied have two properties. Maybe in one he is staying and in one his son or his parents are staying. So two self-occupied property are enough. But let us take the case of actors and so many of the superstars and all. They have one house in Lonavala, another house in Dalhousie, third house in Goa, fourth house in Mumbai. So anyone who is having more than two self-occupied property, the third and fourth property will be treated as deemed let out property. Is this clear to all of you? Check and tell me, all clear or not? What is deemed let out property? It is self-occupied property, or self-occupied means it's not necessary for you to physically stay there, but it is vacant. I have a bungalow in Lonavala. I'm not having any bungalow, but I'm just saying I'm having a bungalow in Lonavala. I have a house in Hyderabad. I have a house in Goa. I have a house in Gangtok. So sometimes once a month I go there, I stay for 1 week and come down. Any two houses of the choice of the SSE will be allowed as self-occupied, and the third house will be treated as deemed let out property. Is this clear to all of you? Now here, very important is when you take it as deemed let out and all, it is the choice to be done every year. Now, how we will do the choice, we will solve problems. Frankly, most expected question from this side, because this is the amendment in 1920. Though last year, but hardly not even 1 year is over. And let me tell you, this head is very small. You must have seen the material together with the theory and problems. It's not crossing more than 8 pages. But the weightage wise, in CMA exam, separate problem is asked for 8 marks. Just some of you were asking me, so I will let you know the paper pattern of how the online exam is conducted and how you have to approach little once we are comfortable. Check please, all of yours mics are muted. I'm getting sounds in between. Yeah. So CMA 8 months separate question is asked for house property and MCQs. And CA exam question number 1, 20 marks, computation of income is mandatory. No choice. Huh? So in that computation of income only, they are asking income from house property. Included in the total income. Ram Ratan is having salary income, house property. So house property income you have to compute like this. Once again, what is self-occupied property? Which you own. It's like your self-occupied, you're occupying it. Let out property is the one which you give it to your tenant. You know, to let के board लगे रहते हैं ना? And more than 2 self-occupied property if you have, it will be treated as deemed let out property. All clear to all of you? Right? Yeah. Sampath, you are asking, ma'am, should we pay property tax as well as rent on the rental income if we provide house for rent? Yes. Now listen, today's homework, practical homework is, please read the rental agreement if you are having any. Either you are staying or you have given it out to someone, maybe offices or house or anything. Read the rental agreement. There is so much of knowledge in that. It is the mutual agreement between owner and tenant who is going to pay the municipal tax. Sometimes owners say, no, you have to pay the municipal tax. Sometimes the rentals are more and the owner will bear the municipal tax. So that it depends. There is no thumb rule that who is going to pay the municipal tax. Clear? I want to talk little something very nice about the self-occupied property. Self-occupied property, physical. This class is very interesting because it's a super base building class. Physical stay, not necessary. It's not necessary. Man, then how is it proved? Listen, I am having one house in Kukatpalli, my own house. It is self-occupied, but because my son is taking IIT coaching in Nalakunta and he has to go morning 4 o'clock for his coaching, this is a practical true example. I pity those students, 3:30 they wake up and 4 to 7 they have IIT coaching for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 students. So now those parents, they leave their own house in Kukatpalli vacant and they take a rented house in Nalakunta and they are staying here. Now listen to the example. Your house, okay, I want to draw and show. This is your K1. This is your house 1. This is vacant. And you are staying in house 2 in Nalakunta. This is like a rental house. Now, if this house is vacant, can you treat it as self-occupied property? The answer is yes. Ma'am, but we are not staying, but it is vacant, no? Kukatpalli house is vacant. It is deemed self-occupied because you are out for your employment, for your business, for your personal reason. You got my point? So physically staying is not important. You have a house in Kukatpalli, but for your health issues, last 12 months you are staying in naturopathy camp in Manali. Still you are allowed to take one property as self-occupied. Sorry, 2 properties now. 2 self-occupied properties are allowed. Is this clear? Right? But listen, I'm twisting the case. I have the house in Kukatpalli, which was vacant. I'm staying in other town for business, for employment, for personal reason, my son's education, anything. I have a job in Nagpur, so I went to Nagpur. And my Kukatpalli house is vacant. Still, it is fine. Now listen to the twist. I decided, let me have some extra income. And Kukatpalli house, I started giving out for wedding functions and all. Nearby to my house is a function hall. So I started giving it on rent for their guests to stay for the wedding purpose. And I started getting rent. Single house I am having. एक ही घर है. Single house I am having. Will it still be treated as self-occupied? Answer is no. It will be treated as let out property. Are you getting? Why let out? because I'm getting rental income. And where am I staying? I am staying in a rented house because I have my job in Nagpur, my business in Nagpur, my son is studying in Nagpur. So I have taken a house on rent over there. And this Hyderabad house is vacant. No problem, self-occupied. Hyderabad house, I give it out on rent, taxable. Ma'am, I gave rent only 1 month, gone. Once you let out, it's treated as let out. Okay, so I finished a base building. Do you have a doubt? Then please ask me. Otherwise, we are starting with the theory now. Right? So what is necessary for this head? Super interesting it is. Just, it's a challenge. Today is your first introduction class. Count and let me know by the third class end. Are you able to do the problem in 5 to 7 minutes or not? It's a challenge. Sure. Chalo. So now these are all the properties and all. Let us see. First of all, what is the chargeability section? 22, okay? 22 to 27. I missed out. 23 is definitions and all main. So I started with 23. Chargeability section. Now what is chargeability section? Knock knock. They say that there should be property comprising of land, building appertinent thereto. Annual value of the property must consist of land and building thereto. Building includes not only residential building but godown, offices, shops and all. And land appurtenant means land connected to the building, like garden, garage. I told you, no, my buildings, apartments, parking lot, if I'm giving on rent to someone, it's a part of and taxable as income from house property. Income from letting out of the vacant land is taxable under income from other sources. Star market, very important for true and false and fill in the blanks. Very important. Easy? Right. Now what is let out property? It is the property given on rent. Ma'am, can I have 3-4 properties on rent? Yes, you can. Self-occupied property is the property used by owner for his own residence or which is unoccupied by him. It should be vacant, unoccupied, locked due to his employment, business, profession. For such self-occupied property, the rental income will be nil. You can't pay rent to yourself. Benefit of nil annual value is available up to 2 self-occupied property. Anyone is having some old book, last year's scanner, it will be 1 self-occupied property. From this year, it is 2 self-occupied property or unoccupied house. This benefit is applicable for individuals, HUFs only. 2 self-occupied house property. You can have 2 self-occupied house property. This benefit is for individual and HUF only. And what is deemed let out? Where SSE owns more than 2 property, then the annual value of the house shall be taken as nil. All other properties will be treated as deemed let out and taxed notionally. I want you all to absorb this word notionally. I'm not, see, I have 4 bungalows and I'm using it either sometimes here, sometimes there. But only 2 are allowed as self-occupied and income nil. Remaining 2, I have to pay the tax notionally. Ma'am, how to calculate notional rent and pay the tax? I will teach you. Anyone is having any doubt until now in the definition, in the terms? And this is a very simple discussion. So if you feel some terms are new to you, you have heard first time, you can ask. Chalo. Now, computation of income under section 23, 24, 25. What was section 22? Knock knock. Chargeability section. Now, how to compute the income? So 12 months rental income is called as gross annual value. Also, in short, I call it GAV. Gross annual value. Right? Now, municipal tax is allowed as deduction. I want to take for first let out part. Let out and deemed let out. Self-occupied, I'll take it later. Municipal tax is allowed, or otherwise we'll take self-occupied. Listen, in case of self-occupied property, the GAV is nil. Why? You can't pay rent to yourself. Municipal tax of your house you are paying, but they are not allowed as expense. I am repeating, in case of self-occupied property, municipal tax of your own house, what you pay is treated as your personal expense. It's not allowed, nil. So what is the net annual value? Nil. On the net annual value, some standard deduction is allowed. Now take a pause. Let me explain to you this term, standard deduction. Now what is this? Listen, when I have 3-4 commercial properties and I'm getting rental, I'll keep a watchman who will take care of the cleaning of the property and paying the electricity bills and maintaining the lift and all. So whenever we get rental income, we have repairing expense. Repairing are to be borne by owners. We have watchman salary and all. We have other maintenance and other expense. So for all this, government is saying forget about your actual expense. If you are getting 100 as income, then 30% is assumed to be expense and 70% as income. Is this clear to all of you? Ma'am, but I am getting 100 income and I am sparing huge amount on repairs and all, almost like 80%. No, standard deduction is allowed 30%. And in exam, Abhito, this is not a theory class. We are going to solve problems. I'm just opening all the fronts of the problem. Ma'am, for me, in my 100 income, hardly I incur 10% expense. Rest all I make tenant only to pay. Still, how much standard deduction is allowed? 30%. And I want to put an arrow mark. Students are doing silly mistake. You don't do it. 30% on the net annual value, not the gross annual value. Next, interest on loan is allowed. Can you take loan for house property? And in that loan, you have EMI, equated monthly installment, in which every installment you pay interest plus you pay principal. Nice. So you pay interest and you pay principal. So interest on loan is allowed. Once again, I want to repeat, interest on loan is allowed. I am just talking allowed. Now detail, there are conditions why you have written 2 lakhs here, because interest on loan, whatever you pay, how much is allowed in case of self-occupied property? 2 lakhs. Take a pause now. In self-occupied property, rental income, GAV is nil. Municipal taxes not allowed. NAV is nil. Nil के ऊपर standard deduction 0 into 30% is nil. Interest on loan is allowed, and you have to take loan from a bank, financial institute, housing cooperative society, not from your friend or neighbor. No. And you pay EMIs. Interest on loan is allowed up to 2 lakhs, including this term, pre-construction interest. I am not going to introduce today and tomorrow also, later. Then you get the taxable income. Take a pause, and I've not studied maths, so your maths is always better than me. Tell me one thing, will you always have a loss in self-occupied property? Yes or no? I want all of you to write this in your booster notes. Self-occupied property will always show a loss. Write it down now. Self-occupied house property will always show a loss. Is this clear and digestible? When I go to LOP, don't ask, no. Look at the screen, please, and ask me all the questions for self-occupied property. Municipal tax is paid for own house, but it's not allowed. It's treated as your personal expense. Standard deduction का तो कोई मतलब ही नहीं है. And then you have the taxable income and all. Agreed? Everyone? At least some of you can put up a message, all clear or not, self-occupied property. So many students in the class and the class is silent. Clear? Right. Now let us go to the let out and deemed let out. Let out is where you get actual rent. Deemed let out is different. Now let us see. GAV you have to compute. I will show you how to compute GAV. Okay? Yeah, and all these I will be discussing in detail. Then municipal tax is allowed. Note 2. I will show you how it is allowed. 30% standard deduction is allowed. Interest on loan is allowed, pre-construction interest, and for all this they have given you note. So like this you have to compute. Now let us come to municipal taxes. I hope you all are writing booster notes. What is your first booster note? Self-occupied property, the value is always in rent. I mean say the house property, self-occupied property will always show a loss. Now municipal taxes are allowed only if actually paid by owner. Double underline this word. एक तो actually paid. I don't know if you listen to radio, you will listen to some ads now. In the month of March, so much corporation, the Hyderabad corporation is doing ads. If you pay 21-22's municipal tax now, you are getting some 25-30% discount in the next year's municipal tax. So municipal tax is due. You got the challan, but you have not paid. No deduction. When will you take municipal tax deduction? When you actually pay it. And who is paying? Owner. Ma'am, municipal tax is paid. We have paid. But then we are reimbursed by tenant. We are collecting all the municipal tax from tenant. Then can I get a deduction? Answer is no. Only if municipal tax is borne by owner and municipal tax is paid. Ma'am, I didn't pay for 2 years. I was not in India, and third year I paid all together. Claim everything. Whatever you pay, you can claim, no problem. If municipal tax is paid by tenant, no deduction is allowed. I have seen one thing, this head of income is very easy. But in the flow, no, GAV, municipal tax, NAV, they do. See, if municipal tax paid is 8,000 given by tenant, why owner will take the deduction? No. It also includes sewerage tax. Sewerage tax is a little higher version of municipal tax. If you are paying that, include that also in the municipal tax. Yeah. I'll explain all. Interest on loan, I will take time and explain. Don't worry, Ashok. Municipal tax, is it clear to all of you? And the question which you are asking, if Akshita, if I have a building, I stay in second, that is all part rental and all. I will teach. One building you are staying, you are getting rental and all that, how to do. We have problems. We are going to tax rental income from foreign countries also in dollars. So don't worry about all that. Chalo. Is municipal tax clear? What is the mantra for all of you? Ma'am, municipal tax should be paid. Second, it should be paid by owner. Then only deduction is allowed. Standard deduction is allowed irrespective of the actual expenditure. And now please remember biryani in exam. You put cloves and elaichi and bay, everything, bay leaves and all for flavor, but you don't eat. So in exam they will say you, ground rent paid 1,000, watchman salary 800, lift maintenance 2,000. They will give all expenditure. Ignore, because you are taking standard deduction 30% of the NAV. Government is clearly saying, agreed, if you are receiving 100 rent, 30 is your expense and deduction and tax 70. Good, fair enough. Now I am coming to interest on loan. Okay? Now, interest on loan is allowed as deduction on due basis. Even if you don't pay the interest, the deduction is allowed on due basis. Clear to all of you? But I told you, you have to take the loan from a certified bank, financial institute, cooperative societies, and so on. Okay? Actual amount of interest due for the year is allowed in case of let out and deemed let out property. Listen, let out and deemed let out property, did you observe one thing over here? In self-occupied, there is a limit. In let out and deemed let out property, actual interest is allowed. It may be 4 lakhs or 8 lakhs or any lakhs. It is allowed. Nice. So now, actual amount of interest due for the year is allowed in case of let out and deemed let out property. In case of self-occupied property, 2 lakh is allowed. Interest on loan up to, I missed the word to, up to 2 lakh is allowed, subject to condition. Okay, please just understand this, and I will repeat it 10 times by the end of the class, so you will learn these conditions. If loan is taken after 1499 for acquiring the property or construction, you have got an open plot. 2 seconds, huh? Yeah, said 2 seconds, but 5 seconds are over. You have acquired a house property, and for acquiring the property, you have taken bank loan, right? Or you have taken loan and you have your own plot, and now you want to do construction with that money. And loan is taken after 1499. Acquisition or construction should be completed within 5 years from the end of the year in which capital is borrowed. When you take a loan, interest on loan is allowed as deduction even in the 15th year. But construction of the house should be over in 5 years. After 5 years also, you start getting the rental income and you keep on paying the interest on loan. Please take a pause and check 2 things. One is rental agreement, and if your parents or anyone in the house has taken housing loan, check the housing loan table. Housing loans are usually for 8 years, 10 years, 15 years. Ma'am, but once I start getting the rental income, can I repay whole loan? Your wish. And you can continue. After the construction is over in 4-5 years, 5 years is the upper limit. Suppose 3 years the construction is over, you started getting rental income and you are paying out of the rental income only interest to the bank. Followed my point or not? So, interest, where we were, yeah. Interest on loan is allowed provided loan is taken after 1499. Acquisition or construction should be completed in 5 years. And if the person extending the loan certifies it, professional certificate you need. If the capital is borrowed for any other purpose, like repairs, renovation, reconstruction, maximum interest allowed is 30,000. Maximum interest allowed is 30,000. So if even in case of the let out and deemed let out, actual is allowed. This is all in case of self-occupied property only. So listen, today it is 2021. I have a self-occupied property. I have taken loan for repairs and my interest paid is 70,000. How much interest will be allowed? Only 30,000. Why? Because I have taken the loan for repairs. And if I am constructing one more floor upstairs, okay, right? It's like reconstruction but whole new floor or something, then in that case full 70,000 will be allowed. If you take it for repairs, renovation or same crack filling up and little reconstruction, then maximum interest is allowed 30,000 only in case of self-occupied. Can you please write? I'll give you a diagram for this also. Interest on loan paid outside India is not allowed if TDS, tax deducted at source. If I am paying, we have just completed residential status. I took loan from an NRI for construction of house. I am paying interest to NRI. Am I generating income for the NRI? Yes. Should I deduct tax and pay to government? Can I say to NRI, your rental income is 100, but I am paying 20 rupees to government and I'll give you 80? Answer is yes. oh, I missed deducting TDS and by mistake I paid 100 rupees as full interest to the NRI, I will not get a deduction. You know, this is like an alert punishment to the SSE. If you are paying interest outside India, then you please deduct the tax and pay to government. Is my speed fine? For understanding, for reading, you have to read at home. Again. Are you all following this house property head? Nothing is theory what I'm teaching now. It's like some conceptual knowledge, and then you apply that knowledge and solve the house property problem. You will enjoy. See your speed by the third class. So, interest on loan if paid outside India, TDS should be deducted. Okay? And interest on second loan, just keep it pending. We don't want to do right now. F bit. I will explain in detail and I'll solve one problem also. Brokerage paid for the loan is not allowed. You have taken a loan from a bank with the help of a broker. And you're saying, ma'am, I paid commission to the broker, not allowed. Take a pause and tell me, with last half an hour's understanding, what are the expenditures allowed in the rental income? Municipal tax. Next is standard deduction. And third is interest on loan. All clear? Other than this, no other expenditures are allowed. Okay. Right? So now, let us see the conditions for this. Interest part is clear. F point, don't bother. Loan should be taken after the loan should be taken for acquisition and construction on or after 1499. Acquisition should be completed within 5 years. Same points. Okay. And loan allowed is only 30,000 if any of the conditions are not satisfied. You took a loan for construction. Construction went on for 6-8 years. Only 30,000. Loan is taken for repairs, renovation and all. Got my point or not? Income from house property and land appurtenant thereto under this head is taxable in the hands of the legal owner of the property. Okay? Right. Okay. You all need a flowchart or interest on loan is clear. As you say, so we'll go. Respond fast. Are you clear with the loan part or you need a flowchart to clarify this?
Ma'am, flowchart.
Yes. Ready to go. Chalo, go to your notebooks. Let's make 3 types of properties are clear, no? Yes. Chalo, write down. Likho. In the middle of the page, you'll write interest on loan allowed on due basis. Interest on loan is allowed on due basis. It's allowed on due basis, double underline. Right? Okay. Let out property, deemed let out property, no upper limit. No upper limit. All interest paid allowed. Super. Let out and deemed let out property, no upper limit. All interest, whatever you pay is allowed. Clear? Next now. Self-occupied property. Self-occupied property, again 2 columns. Loan for purchase or construction. Loan is taken to buy the property or to construct it. Okay. Second is loan taken after 1499. Third is Construction over in 5 years. How much interest on loan is allowed? Up to 2 lakhs. Super. And now, loan taken for repairs, renovation, and the third word is reconstruction. Old walls you demolish and make another walls and all. Okay? Interest allowed is up to 30,000. Now you tell me. Let out and deemed let out, no upper limit, 4 lakh, 40 lakhs, whatever interest on loan you have paid is allowed. The question is only with this loan from taken for construction on 1499, after 1499, construction is over in the 5 years. Yes. And you have taken the loan mainly for purchase and construction. Here you have taken the loan for repairs and renovation. How is it? All clear to all of you? Anyone needs any more addition or now clear? Any confusion you say? I will add it in the flowchart. Class is very silent means you all are following everything. I can just say, Ashok, you revise this, सबको आना चाहिए. Or either you are not following anything. Huh? Following? Finished? Taking down the flowchart or you need time? Please check, ask. In fact, now you should be able to learn it also by this time. Let out and being let out. All clear? Let out and deemed let out, whole interest is allowed without upper limit, that too on due basis. Self-occupied, if it is taken for construction, up to 2 lakh. For repairs, up to 30,000. Up to 2 lakhs interest is allowed for the whole year. If you take the loan for construction of a building or purchase, and up to rupees 30,000 is allowed if you take the loan for repairs and renovation. Simple. Now is it clear? Ma'am, but I have taken loan for construction and I have paid interest only 80,000. Take 80. Ma'am, I paid 280. Take up to 2 lakh. Baki 80 ka kya hoga? It will lapse. You are paying 2,80,000 interest, but how much it is allowed? Only 80,000. Clear to all of you? Right. So this is all. There are some more points for interest on loan that I will do when we do the problems. Let us come to the flowchart now and see this part now. Next, I am talking about composite rent. This is a superb knowledge. See, nowadays, most of the apartments are given on rent along with all the amenities. The furniture, sofa, bed, the electronics, OTG, dining table and gas stove and ACs and washing machine and all. Yes or no? So you are getting a composite rent, milake, together. You are getting rent along with other services. Then rent of the property will be taxable under second head. Income from house property. Rent of other services, ACs and refrigerator and washing machine which you have given on rent, it will be taxable under income from other sources. If the composite rent cannot be split up, then whole rent received shall be taxed under income from house property. Income from other sources. Ma'am, I am getting a composite rent of 50,000 for the rent of the house along with other amenities. You see, most of the apartments, they give two checks. One for the rent of the property, another for the maintenance and other amenities. That is fine. Swimming pool and clubhouse and all. But if it is too much combined and you are not able to separate, you can tax everything under income from other sources. Sometimes maybe business income. If your business is like giving too many properties in the Twin Cities for rent, it could be business income or income from other sources. Clear to all of you? Anyone in the class who has a doubt of composite rent? Composite rent is combined rent of property and other equipments. So property, income from house property. Other equipments, income from, because in other equipment you are getting the rental income. Owner-tenant relationship is there, but there is no property. This is the rent of the washing machine, not of the property. So other source. Not able to separate it, then tax everything under business head or other source. Clear to all of you? Income from subletting is taxable under income from other sources. Right? Unrealized rent and arrears of rent, we will be doing it in the next class. Star market, very important. Now I am going back to the table to teach you how to calculate gross annual value in case of let out and deemed let out property. You say, ma'am, what's difficult? Whatever rent we receive, we should take. Can there be undercutting or suppression in the rental income? I am saying to you, Girdhar, pay me 30,000 rent by check and 20,000 you give me cash. Then actually what is my rental income? 50,000. So government has become very smart. If you want to know practically what I am talking, you should read now Times property paper. They give rental of all the areas. So now listen, can we have rental values from the municipal corporation? Can we go to the corporation office and say, what is the per square yard rent in Nalakunta, in Banjara Hills, in Jubilee Hills? Can we get a value? Answer is yes. If I am giving this floor for 20,000 and just above this floor it is rented out for 50,000, then definitely something is wrong. Same house, same area. Yeah, areas the rent may differ. So government is saying your actual rent you keep, we will determine GAV by a formula. That formula I want to teach now. Okay. So for the formula, we should know what is fair value. Listen, fair value, I want to read from here. It is rent of similar property in similar locality. What happened? That's a code language for me. I said if you want to ask doubts, ask in English or worst case in Hindi. So 100% English only. Fair value. Fair value, can I say, is the value at the arm's length? Arm's length value between an unrelated buyer and seller. If I am giving the property on rent to my younger sister, the rent is 20,000, but emotionally, no, my younger sister, I may take rent instead of 20,000, 8,000. No. Government is saying we want to know what is the fair rent. So fair rent is the arm's length value of the property in the similar locality. Municipal value is the rental value of the property what you get from municipal corporation. Every area has got a different value depending on the main road and the by lane and the dead end and depending on the construction also. Next to my house is a new apartment, the rentals are going to be more. If this is 25 years old apartment, the rentals are going to be less. Followed? And then standard rent is given in exams. Sometimes it is the standard rent which you should get. You know, we say standard, this is idle rent which you should get, and this we get it from the Rent Control Act. That also you get from government office. Okay? And actual rent is what you receive. If the property self-occupied, the GAV is nil and property is going to show a loss. नींद में से कोई उठा के पूछे, what is the income from self-occupied property? No, ma'am, it will always be a loss. It will always be a loss. I am telling you this Because some students in the flow, they calculate and they don't realize it's not a mistake, it's a blunder. If your starting is nil, nil minus anything is nil, nil, nil only, no? Right? Chalo. Now, GAV is decided how? Step A, fair rent or municipal value, whichever is higher. That step A's answer or standard rent, whichever is lower. Step B's answer or actual rent, whichever is higher. Government is very smart. They are saying you compare the fair rent and municipal rent and take higher. That you compare and standard rent and take lower. That you compare and take actual rent, whichever is higher. So high, low, high, like waves, tides. High, low, high. Right? Okay? There are these bullet points I'll read later. So this much Gyan or basic knowledge is enough for today. We'll work out one problem and we'll close the class for today on how to determine the GA. Okay? Right. So municipal value is given, the fair rent of the property is given, standard rent and actual rent. I'm doing it orally also and then I will show you the presentation also. And here municipal taxes are paid, nothing is given. We will assume that they are paid by the owner. Clear or not? If they are paid by tenant, they will give in the exam. Okay. Now, fair rent or municipal value, whichever is higher for a property. Say 1,20,000. That or standard rent, step 1's answer or standard rent, whichever is lower. So 120. This or actual rent, whichever is higher. So 120. Ma'am, but I have received rent 1 lakh. Why I should pay 120? Because that's the fair rent. So take one thing before I start this problem in the notebook. Notional incomes are taxed in income from house property. Are you clear? Are you all getting a rough idea on how to do this? Chalo, open your notebooks very fast. This is just one step we are doing. And any doubt if you have, you can ask, no problem. Because you have to take your dinner and I think another class is there, no? At 8 or 8:30? So we have to close early. What time? Group 2 class is there, if you can let me know. Shall we are doing problem number 2 and there are 3 properties. I am writing income from house property. Income from house property. Oh, my notebook is open at residential status. My favorite topic, salary, also we have to skip, and straight we are going to house property, problem number 2. Shall I'm reading out the figures if you are not having the printout, and please take particulars A, B, C. Particulars A, B, C. Step 1. Fair rent or municipal value, whichever is higher. See this arrow mark? Fair rent or municipal value, whichever is higher. And now listen, fair rent is 120 and municipal value is 1 lakh. So 120 is higher. Yes or no? Clear? Right. Now, step 2. Step 2. Step 1 or standard rent, whichever is lower. What is step 1 answer? 120. Or what is the standard rent? 125. Whichever is lower. So what we will take? 120. Fair rent or municipal value, whichever is higher. That or standard rent, whichever is lower. If you say this 5-6 times, you will learn and you can refer now the notes. Step 3, step 2 or actual rent, whichever is high. What is step 2? 120. What is actual rent? 1 lakh. Whichever is higher. Higher. I have put an arrow mark. You can put an arrow mark in the exam, no problem, or you write whichever is higher. 120. Now tell me one thing. What should be the GAV? Step 3 answer. Step 3 answer will be your GAV. Please don't hesitate. Let the whole class follow. If you have not followed, you ask me. And I request, it's already a Zoom class. I'm not able to see your facial expressions and your screens. That how is your reaction? I feel that you all are sitting on a table with alert, notebook, calculator, you are studying. But if you have any doubt, you ask, and most important is study with the hard copy. If I want to show such a neat presentation in my notebook, I can't keep that problem open, no, which I read orally. Once again, I want to explain. Fair rent was 1 lakh or 120, whichever is higher, so 120. Now 120 or standard rent, whichever is lower, 120. This or actual rent, whichever is higher. Clear? So you are getting the GAV. Now, shall we allow municipal taxes paid as deduction? Municipal taxes paid as deduction from this? Answer is yes. And then what we get? Net annual value. 1,05,000. From there, what do we get? 30% standard deduction, arrow mark. 30% on 1,05,000. How much it is coming? 30% on 1,05,000. How much you all are getting the answer? As standard deduction. Ma'am, should we give in the exam also, even if they don't say the answer is yes? 31,500. And you get a deduction on interest on loan. Thank you so much for sending all the calculations. Interest on loan, I'm taking nil because it's not given in this problem. And then what is your income from house property? 73,500. Yeah, quick, please ask your doubts. Yeah, Mani sir, and I'll do it again. Fair rent or municipal value, whichever is higher. That or standard rent, whichever is lower. That or actual rent, whichever is higher. So you get the GAV. Less the municipal taxes, NAV. 30% standard deduction and interest on loan. Chalo, do one on your own, please. Let me see. I'm showing you the screen. Can you all do it for B1 quickly? Right. See the values and write that same text in the B column. Just tell me what is the GAV. Thank you so much. You all are saying understood and all clear. It's really good. For B, what is the GAV? Very good, very good, very good. 1 lakh. Do it, do it. B bit also, C bit also, do it. Fair rent, those who are not getting, they can look at the screen. I'm doing it for you. Fair rent or municipal value, whichever is higher. So 80,000. That or standard rent, whichever is lower. Again 80,000. That or actual rent, whichever is higher. So municipal value is 80, but you are paying me 1 lakh rent. Government is saying whichever is higher, you pay rent. 1 lakh. So on 1 lakh, you have to pay rent. Third one is, see, some cases in the exam, standard rent is not given. Municipal value or fair rent, whichever is higher. That or standard rent is not there. So step A and step B will be same. That or actual rent, whichever is higher. And municipal values are given. Let me do the problem together. चलो साथ में करते हैं हम. Very good, very good. I'm doing the B1, municipal value or fair rent, whichever is higher, 80,000. That or standard rent, 1 lakh, whichever is lower, 80,000. This or actual rent, whichever is higher, 1 lakh. So GAV is always step 3 answer, 1 lakh. And then municipal taxes are paid 12,000. So 88,000. In 88,000, ma'am, they didn't say give standard deduction. You have to give 26,400 standard deduction, and interest on loan is nil. So what is the income from house property? 61,600. Easy or not? हो गया, चैप्टर खत्म हो गया. Yeah, C1. Fair rent or municipal value, whichever is higher, 120. That or standard rent, not given only. So 120, standard rent is not given. That or actual rent, 1 lakh, whichever is higher. So actual rent is 1 lakh. But then step 2 answer is 120, whichever is higher. GAV is 120. Municipal taxes 7,500. So 120 minus 7,500, 1,12,500 into 30%, 33,750. 78,750. 78,750. Superb. Superb. So many of you all are giving correct answer. 78,750, 61,900. If interest on loan was paid, we would have taken that. Listen, shall we take interest on loan up to 2,30,000? No, because this property is actually given on rent. So let out property, interest on loan 8 lakh. Ma'am, but if it is 8 lakh, there will be loss. Let there be loss in the house property. And one basic thing I am telling you, suppose if all the 3 properties belong to one person, and if you write this much minus 1 mark for you all, what is the total income from house property? There could be loss and there could be profit, so this set off is allowed. Of course, we'll do it in the next class, but just saying, these are just examples. Have you followed this much? How to derive GAV? High, low, high. Fair rent, municipal value, whichever is higher. That or standard rent, whichever is lower. This or actual rent, whichever is higher. Finished. And now, apart from this, okay, once you get the GAV, municipal taxes are allowed if they are actually paid. NAV's 30% is standard deduction. And interest on loan is allowed. Who is having what doubt? Say please. Huh?
Madam, what is the significant difference between fair rent and market value?
Can you ask your question again, please? What you were asking?
Madam, what is the significant difference between fair rent and market value? The very first step.
The fair rent, no?
Yeah.
And that is not market value, that is municipal value. Not market value, it's
Yes, sorry, municipal value. Yeah.
yeah. So fair rent is the arm's length price between unrelated buyer and seller. No relationship. Arm's
Okay.
length means if we don't know each other and if I take your property on rent, you will charge market value, no market rent.
Correct. Yeah.
That is the fair rent. And municipal value is the rental value decided by corporation.
Okay, got it.
Nallakunda area, this should be the rent. In Jubilee Hills, this should be the rent decided by municipal corporation.
Okay, thank you. Got it. Yeah.
And then standard rent is given by Rent Control Act. I'm telling to all the students many times in the exam, like in the third case, standard rent is not given. Then step 1 answer only you will copy in the step 2. Right? I hope you all followed what are the 3 types of properties, 2 self-occupied properties, and why property should be there, vacant plot, subletting, composite rent, all they are pushed out. Okay? Right? So these are all the bases. Interest on loan, 1 or 2 more bits are there. I will explain it in the next class. And GAV also, now we have gone super easy. But there are cases wherein in case of the GAV, if half of the year the property is self-occupied and then let out, then how to do? So that's another bit. I thought to complete that part, but time is not permitting. And there's another class it seems. So they requested me to close. We are closing now. Okay. So thank you so much, all of you. See you in the next class. Yeah, any doubts are there? I'll stay. Where do we get the fair rent and municipal value and the standard rent? Nice question. Yeah, municipal value you will get it from corporation's office. Fair rents are available on the websites. These all, I'm not getting the names now. Let out properties websites are there, no? They all give the arm's length value. Yeah. And then standard rent is given as per the act. You have to go to the government office, give your properties dimensions, and they will give you these values. Followed all of you? Right. And these are, listen, these are theoretical problems. Practically, actual rent, if it is fair enough, they will not go. The income tax officers will not say, what's the municipal value? What is the fair value? What is, you see, why a person will give the property on rent less than fair value? If fair value is 20,000, why will I give in 2,000 and make my loss? And it's not easy to suppress the income and take illegal 18,000 and all. So fairly people will not do, but if they have a doubt, this is the rule. Clear? And interest on loan, you have to give certificate. Municipal tax, you need to give certificate that you have paid the challan copies and all, you get a deduction. Standard deduction, no proof is required. Whatever is NAV. Right. Only, yeah, 99acres.com and whatever, these all will give you the let out properties fair rent, almost nearby. Make sure, it's a humble request to all of you to read and come this, so that next class it will be more of problems only. Now I have completed a base level theory and there is some simple theory which we will do in last. In between, coming 3 classes are only working out of the problems of house property. Right? Thank you so much. Good night, all of you. Bye-bye. Any doubts are there? 5 minutes more, I'm there. If you're watching this as a video, put your doubts in the chat box or WhatsApp group.